and welcome to another episode of Ellie Plays Minecraft with me, Ellie the Elegant Elephant. And last episode didn't go so well. We did build some farms, but sadly they did not work as well as I'd hoped for. So we do have this monstrosity of an iron farm up there, which does not work. But I got a really nice comment by Arche Lucier, sorry if I mispronounced your name, telling me that I should build the farm 300 blocks outside of the village. So we will be testing that today, but we will do that in a creative world later. And we also have our sugarcane farm back there, which does work but is not very efficient. So today we are going to build a second layer for that, and we will build another nano farm for our carrots and potatoes. This will be the same design as we did for our windmill. And last but not least, we will be needing a lot of wool for my next project. So today I want to build an automatic wool farm. So, as you can see, I have loads of work to do, so let's get started. Wait, I need a lot of iron for all these farms, but I only have 15 ingots left. So I want to go mine, but because my starter mine is getting kind of emptied out, I want to build a new mine. And this time we do want to mine in style, so let's go mining. So we are over here in my lumberjack city, which actually I decided to call Lumbria. So anyway, we're over here in Lumbria, and I think I found the perfect location for a mine. And I do want to build the mine right next here to the stables. So this here is the location, so we're gonna mine into this mountain here. And actually we do have to clean up a little bit of the terrain here and have to remove some trees. So let me get that started and we will be right back. So I think this makes a nice mine entrance here. So now let's mine down. So guys, I did some work up on the mine entrance here. And as you can see, we have loads of pillars and some cobblestone and chests lying around. So let me explain what this is all about. So from down here, the minecart with all the goodies will come up. Then it will go up there. Here we will have an unloading station. And then it will go through some hoppers, which obviously we don't have yet. And then it will sort into all these chests. And here we will have cobblestone, dirt, and all the materials. And the last one will be just all different kinds of ores and all the goodies. And over here, we will have a smelting system. So up here, we have the coal. Then in here will be a minecart chest, where we can put in whatever we want to smelt. Then we can turn it on and it will go force it back and it will fill all the furnaces and then it will unload over here and it will go in here. And this smelting system is designed by Copfen135. I just changed it so it will go around the corner, but otherwise it basically is the same. And the link to his tutorial video will be down in the description. And yeah, as you can see, it's still not built up. So every cobblestone here is replacing a hopper. And as you can see, I didn't even put in all the furnaces. So yeah, let me finish up the mine entrance as well. And then decorate this stuff up. And then we'll be right back. So I am back, and as you can see, I put in a lot of work. We finished the storage system. And I also finished the smelting system. And as you can see here, we have a really nice mine entrance here. And the mountain might need a little bit more work. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. And now I will head down to the mines and mine some iron. And then we'll be right back and test our system. So we are back after our mining session. And as you can see, we have loads of iron. So now let's put those into our smelter. And up here we have to be a bit careful to actually place it in the minecart hopper and not into the coal chest. And yes, it happened to me before. And now let's hit the lever and get the smelting started. And by activating this lever over here, we actually activated the collection system. So now we should see iron appear in this chest. And yes, we do. So let's wait for all the iron to smelt up, and then we can head over and build our farms. And look at all the iron I've got. Now I finally have enough iron to create enough hoppers to build all my farms. So let's head over and get started. So because I'm planning to use a lot of wool in a future project of mine, I decided to also build a sheep farm. And as you can see behind me, we have some sheep, but we're actually gonna build an automatic sheep farm below. And as you can see, I gathered some materials here. And this is basically all we need for this sheep farm. And this sheep farm design is by Xisumavoid. and the link will also be in the description. So let me get started and we will be right back. So all my sheeps are just white and grey. We need to change that. I need all the colors and I need loads of them, so let's breed them up. So I'm over here at my sugarcane farm and I prepared some materials to make a second layer. So we do have 23 observers, 23 pistons, a minecart with hoppers, some rails. And yeah, this should give us enough materials to build this kind of layout again, but I think one below, because otherwise it's gonna be kind of a tall building. I don't think it needs to be that tall. And yeah, I guess we can get rid of all that, because we're not gonna need that. So let me get that done and I'll be right back. So I am back and I put in a second layer of the sugarcane farm. So let me show you. So if we head over here, you can see the collection system here. I'll show you that in a minute. And now we can go in here. So we have the first layer here. And you can see through the floor there's a second layer. So if we head down here, we get to see the second layer here. And the second collection system down here. And all this feeds into all of these chests. And yeah, over time they should all fill up. So let's head back up. Let me see if I can show you the collection system without actually falling in. So this is the first layer. And it's just a standard minecart unloader. And I'm super proud I can build them now. Before this I did not know how to build those. And there's another one over there. Like down there. And I had to remove it one back. So I could have the hopper chain going down. So all the chests can be filled eventually. So now we can actually close this up, like so. And now we can start building a nice building around it. So let's start building. And we are finished with our sugarcane building. I think this farm looks really nice now. It took me quite a while to come up with this design and to make it fit into this area because the dimensions were quite hard for me. So this is the outside. And if we head over here, we can see we have all these little ponds with sugarcane growing in there. And because this is a snowy biome, I had to put up some torches and some lighting below the leaves and stuff so the water will not freeze. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. And if we head in here, we have it like that. We will probably decorate this a bit more. But for now, this will do. And yeah, I'm super happy with this. I hope you guys like it too. It's nothing too fancy, but I think it fits the area really nice. And I'm super happy with it. And now let's head over and take that off our to-do list. Because we finally can remove something from it. And now let's remove Sugarcane Farm. There we go. And now we still need to do the sheep farm. And as you can see, I've been busy breeding them up. We have loads and loads of colors. But we still need to breed them up more because I want to have at least 3 of each color. So let me do that and we will be right back. So I've been working on my potato and carrot farm, and as you can see in the background, I changed the look of the little house. So now let's take a closer look. If we head in here, we have this nice little house. You can walk over here to see it from the side. And I did not change the dimensions of it, I just changed the roof and basically replaced some of the cobblestone with bone blocks and added some details. And it makes a huge difference, so it's really easy to change up a build like that. Then if you head in here, you can head down here. And down here we have the carrots and potatoes farm. So up here we have some carrots. Here we have some potatoes. So, and as with the wheat farm, we have our bone meal in the dispensers. And now we can just farm our potatoes here. And it's a bit slow at the moment. But yeah, it works fine. And just like that, we have almost a stack of potatoes. And let's put them back in there. And if we head over here, we have the carrot field. And this is the other side of the house. I added a little plant here, a little flower pot. And I think it looks really cute. I added some bone meal, some grass around the edges here. And it makes it look really nice and cozy. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this. It's super simple, but it fits the area well. And it doesn't need to be very fancy because it's just a little potato and carrot farm. But it looks much better than just a house like this. So this is basically what it looked like before, and now it looks like this. Now we can finally remove something from our board. So we can remove the potato farm and the carrot farm. So now we still have to finish the sheep farm, and as you can see, I've been breeding them up. So yeah, I will be breeding up the sheep a bit more, and then we'll be right back and put them into the sheep farm. So I am back, and as you can see, I have loads of sheep. I think I have every color now. Actually, it was really tricky because I had to go get a brown sheep from the wilderness because I don't have any cocoa beans to dye it. But I think I managed to get all other colors. So now it's time to try to get them down into my farm. So let's get that started. And I did prepare this little contraption here. And the idea is I remove the fence and they hopefully will just follow in there. So let's remove the fence gate here. And now get wheat. And they should all fall down here. And yes, that's working quite nice, I guess. So now let's head down. And as you can see, I already stuck this with shears. And down here, we're already getting loads of wool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So now all the sheep are down in the sheep farm. And now it's time to build up a nice sheep farm up here. So this is gonna be very similar to the llama stable. I'm gonna use pretty much the same design, maybe a little bit different blocks. And now, yeah, let's start building. Finished. And as you can see, it's basically the same design as the llama stable, and I think it fits really nicely for the sheep as well. It's quite simple, it's quite open. Now we can head in wherever we want because it's all fence gates, and they have some greenery, they have cauldron and some hay bales, and yeah, we can exit over here as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. I hope you guys like it too. So now it's time to deal with this monstrosity up there. So because my iron farm did not work at all, I was quite disappointed last episode, but I got a really nice comment from RJ Lucier, and he suggested that I should move my iron farm 300 blocks away, and that the reason that it did not work was actually because I placed it in a village. So now let's head over to my creative world. So now here we are in my creative world, and as you can see, I built the monstrosity in here. And as you can see around, there's no village. It's just a couple of houses I designed. Now all we have to do is put in some villagers and a zombie. And then we can get it primed and then we can test if this works. So now let's pop in 4 villagers. Just like that. And close that up. And yes, they all taken their professions. Nice. Now I am going to let them prime in there. I'm not gonna add the zombie just yet. So I'm gonna leave them for a day and a night and maybe a little bit longer, so they surely will have worked and surely will have slept. So we will be right back. So they definitely all have slept, they all have worked. They should be fine. Now let's put in a zombie and... yeah, I guess I have to name him. So now let's name the zombie so it doesn't despawn. And we're just gonna name him Test Zombie. And now name him just like that. Remove the water and close that up. And now the farm is turned on. And now if this works, if it really is the village that was the problem, we should see some iron golems spawning. So let's wait and observe. So I let this farm run for almost a day and there was no golem spawning. So sadly, this solution did not work, but I'm not ready to give up just yet. So in a second step, I will expand this farm to accompany more villagers. Because I've read that because I'm in 1.14.2, the reason that no golems spawn is because there's not enough villagers. So it actually needs 10 or 20 villagers for a golem to spawn. So now let's expand this farm up to 10 villagers and see what happens. So now this is the second part of my experiment. And as you can see behind me, I expanded the iron farm. And now we have actually 10 villagers in there. They all just slept through one night. So now we're gonna leave them for one more day. And we're gonna see if they can spawn in golems. Once they get scared by the zombie, that is. So as you can see, I also expanded the spawning platform and... yeah. Made sure all the golems that would spawn would make it down there. So we're gonna let this run now. And if it doesn't work, we're gonna add 20 villagers. So 10 more after that. So now I'm gonna let them work for one day and then sleep for one more night. And then we're gonna open up the chamber to the zombie and see what happens. Alright, I think we've waited long enough. And now let's put in some items into the hoppers. And now let's see what happens. So I'm gonna let this run for a bit. And then we will be right back. Since there were no golems spawning with 10 villagers, I extended the farm. And now I have 20 villagers in there. And as you can see, we have it closed right now. We have one zombie in here. And actually I'm gonna add another one. So let me get a zombie. And we're actually gonna need to name him too. So now, while these guys are working and sleeping for one more day and one more night, we will just observe. And actually we did get a golem to spawn. He is down here. And oh, I see, my water streams are pretty messed up, so let's get rid of those. Fix that up. There we go. So I do have some good and some bad news. So good news is we did have 2 golems spawn. One spawned actually inside the chamber because I didn't put on lanterns on every spawnable surface. But the bad news is the spawning rate isn't affected by the zombies, or it doesn't seem to be. So even though it works with 20 villagers in there, it doesn't need the zombie for it to work, and it's super slow. So I guess I could expand my farm on my server, but for now I'll just gonna leave it as it is. And hopefully I'll soon be able to do the update. Yeah, it's this farm as it is now, it's not efficient enough, so sadly didn't work. But again, a big thank you to RJ Lucier for the nice comment. It was well worth a try. But yeah, sadly it didn't work. So now let's head back to my survival world. Now let's take a look at our to-do board and what's left of it. So now we can remove the sheep farm. And as well as the iron farm. Because we solved the mystery and we're probably gonna update and then we can finish that. So now for the item of the episode, I chose it to be this hoe, because today we made so many successful farms this time. So this time I'm gonna name it Successful Farming. So sadly this is all I've had time for today. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Ellie the Elegant Elephant, and I hope to see you in my next episode.